Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. My name is Professor Dr. Rizwan Jamil Qureshi, and today I'm covering extreme programming methodology. But before I will discuss about the extreme programming methodology, my last video was about the human factors to select an agile team, and I mentioned that I am supervising one of the master students how to transform our traditional team to agile team, and alhamdulillah we are able to publish a paper in IEEE conference in Uppsala, Sweden, and the title of the paper is Agile Framework to Transform Traditional Team. Uh, so there are factors how we can have an agile team, and I discuss we have competency, problem solving, decision making, trust and respect, self organization, collaboration, and trust and respect and common scope is there. So there is one story I forgot to mention in my previous video. There is a Australian multinational company who has offices in England, in France, in Germany, in Russia, in Australia, India, and they have annual budget of $140,000 per year to improve collaboration, trust, respect, coordination, communication, synchronization, to bridge the social cultural differences and mental thoughts, mental level, psychology, uh, to have to improve a gel team, so they can work as gel team and they can work as one force even in the distributed environment. So this $140,000 includes traveling, hoteling, recreation activities. So the top management calls the teams from all places from England, Germany, France, Russia, India, Australian teams at a neutral place in Europe for 2 weeks break, so they can spend time with each other, they can have coordination, they can have communication, they can understand social cultural differences, and they can understand the mental thoughts, psychology, attitude, behavior, to improve all this, to increase the trust and ownership of their teams, so they can, even in the distributed environment, they can work as one team. So that was the very important factor to improve collaboration, trust, respect, and synchronization among the teams. Today I'm covering extreme programming methodology. Programming methodology is one of the most widely practiced agile methodologies from 2001 to 2010. So I will call it as an XP era. XP era because the most widely practiced was XP, and 2010 onwards Scrum is there, and now today's lecture is about XP, so I will inshallah cover Scrum in another video. Extreme programming it was introduced by Ken Beck, and it has four main phases. We have planning, we have design, we have coding, we have testing. And then it's iterative like the evolutionary models, and then there is a release if customer approve the beta testing, and then the next release is there. So the planning is a little bit different than the normal planning phases of other methodologies, because we are missing analysis phase here in the extreme programming to speed up the processing, to improve agility in software development. So planning has some phases, some activities of analysis phase, and some activities of analysis are divided into design. So analysis phase is divided into two separate processes, and some processes, some activities we are accomplishing in planning, and some activities we are accomplishing during the design phase. So planning includes initial communication with the customer like the normal, but there is a difference in XP, that extreme programming methodology, that we call the customer, we communicate with the customer, and we ask the customer to have indexing to prioritize the user stories which stories are required by the customer early. So we ask him to prioritize them like array 0, 1, 2, 3, that this is the first story, this is the second story, this is the third story. And then we do planning in terms of feasibilities, economic, technical, operational, schedule. And if a story, if a requirement is taking more than 3 weeks, we request the customer to split it, to divide it into small stories. So we do feasibilities again, economic, technical, operational, schedule. Another thing, we do some risk management activities. So risky stories are entertained first, and then we draw initial use cases, and that's the planning phase of XP. So that's a little bit different than the normal planning phases of other traditional methodologies. And then we have the design. In the design, we have the class diagram or sequence diagram. We don't do all UML diagramming, so modeling is there. So it's object-oriented methodology, one of the object-oriented methodologies. So we ask the customer to evaluate by the prototype, evaluate the prototypes to give feedback, and then we do the coding. Another difference in XP, that we can have the design after the coding. We can use re-engineering tools like Rachel Rose or Star UML to generate design after code. So we are changing the code, and we can do the reverse engineering, and we can generate the design to improve the design. So we have a technique, it's called refactoring. Improve the design refactoring and code refactoring. Improve the design without changing the code, or improve the code without changing the design, that's the code refactoring. And improve the design without changing the code is called design refactoring. So design can be generated after the coding. And then you have testing, the coding. We do code, and in the coding we have test classes first. This also differs in the other methodologies, traditional methodologies, that normally we test the code and we have the test classes after the code. But XP is emphasizing or recommending to generate test classes first and then implement the code. So we are testing the code based on the actual test classes, based on the actual test data, what customer is using. That's different than the other methodologies. So we have test classes, and then we code, and then the testing. We have unit testing, integration testing, system testing, acceptance testing. But XP is asking to use automated testing tools instead of manual testing. There's another lecture in which inshallah I will cover the differences between manual testing and automated testing, because automated testing will save the time, cost, effort and resources than the manual testing, which is more time consuming, cost consuming, effort consuming, resource consuming. And especially as the size of the software is increasing, it is difficult to test manually. So we have automated testing tools like for .NET we have NUnit, for unit testing, and for Java we have JUnit, for PHP we have PHP unit. Then we have integration testing, we use Fitness, FITNESSC, fitness testing tool to have integration and system testing. Then we have a code coverage tool. We have NCover for .NET to have the test coverage, that how much code is tested. And in advanced countries like America and UK, Australia, Germany, France, the customer is demanding that 100% test coverage, 100% code coverage should be there before you ask the customer for alpha testing and the beta testing. So NCover is a tool that will change the color of the lines which are not tested. So we increase the number of test classes to cover all code, 100% code. And we ask the customer, when 100% code is tested for alpha, we call him for alpha, or we have the beta. So that's the code coverage tool for .NET. For Java we have JBlanket. So NCover is our registered is a licensing tool. You need to have the license. You need to pay the license pay for the license. But for N unit is free, J unit is free, fitness is free. So we have the website. You can download freely, www.nunit.org, www.junit.org, www.fitness.org. That is a free, but for NCover it was free, but now you have to pay licensing cost. It's ncover.com. So we have also a tool. It's called testdriven.net. Testdriven.net will integrate NUnit, NCover, fitness inside the window of Visual Studio.net. So you don't need to minimize the Visual Studio screen to run the NCover or NUnit or the fitness. Within the same window of Visual Studio.net, you can see NUnit window, for fitness window, NCover window to speed up the testing process, to save the time, cost, effort, and resources, to improve agility in extreme programming methodology. So that's about the testing. And then we have main practices that inshallah I will cover in my next lecture. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum.